Hello, John Myers, your Kicker Product Specialist. Hey, has anyone ever mentioned anything about phasing your speakers? Well, what is it and why is it important? Phasing is very important because it's going to make sure your speakers will sound as good as they possibly can. We're going to show you how to check phase with these two speaker cabinets, which are a mid-range and tweeter, and this little 9-volt battery, and it's very simple and easy to do. All speakers are labeled plus and minus. We're using a red wire and a black wire, red for plus, black for minus. If I take a battery and I touch the positive terminal to the red wire, the negative terminal to the black wire, if you notice, the speaker will protrude in an outward motion. If I reverse the battery, the speaker moves in the opposite direction. Now, when we put a second speaker in with the first speaker, this is where phasing is very important. Now I've taken a second speaker and connected it in parallel with the first speaker. If you notice, both red wires are tied together and both black wires are tied together. If I touch the battery to the terminals now, you'll notice both speakers move in the same direction. These speakers are in phase. You're going to have good mid-range, good bass response, and a very localized image. Now if you notice, the wires are connected out of phase. I have a positive from one speaker and the negative from the other speaker. If I do the same test, you notice the speakers move in two different directions. One moves out, one moves in. And if you can hear the bass response, we've lost a whole lot of bass. If I reverse the battery, same thing. The speakers move in two different directions. Energy that's produced by one speaker is actually absorbed by the other speaker as they change place rather than both moving in the same direction. When the speakers are mounted in a door application, they're going to be facing each other. This is what out of phase looks like for door speakers. These speakers are now in phase. When I touch the battery to them, you notice they both move in the same direction, either positive or negative. This is in phase. You have just seen how to test a speaker phase with just a simple 9-volt battery. It's very important for sound quality. But what if your speakers are already mounted and you don't know how to see the front of the speaker and test them with a battery? You can do it with the balance control. If the balance control is centered and you have very minimal bass response and you get more bass as you play just the left or the right speaker, your speakers are out of phase. Simply by switching the plus and minus on one speaker will bring those back into phase, and you can do that just by listening.